All right, welcome. Today we're going to jump into a really beautiful piece by a legendary composer, but it might not be the one you're thinking of. This is a special piece, one designed to help pianists like you really grow and shine.
So let's be honest. When you hear the name Beethoven, what do you think of? Your mind probably jumps to these giant, thunderous symphonies, right? Or maybe those super dramatic, complex sonatas. I get it. It's a name that sounds kind of intimidating, especially for a student. But there's another side to this musical giant, a much more welcoming one.
And that's exactly what we're going to explore. We are diving into a piece that's just delightful and so rewarding. It really shows off a more accessible side of Beethoven's genius, one he wrote with learners just like you in mind.
You know, this is something that's so crucial to remember. While Beethoven was busy composing some of the most profound, stormy, and epic music in history, he never forgot about the journey of learning. He actually took the time to create music for that simple piano in a practice room, music made for growth, for enjoyment, and for building your skills.
Okay, so to really get this piece, our biggest clue is sitting right there in the title. So let's ask the question, what in the world is a sonatina?
Sonatina, it literally just means little sonata. Think of it this way. It takes the big, grand ideas of a classical sonata and kind of shrinks them down. It makes it the perfect gateway for students to get a handle on those core classical concepts without feeling totally overwhelmed.
It's like this. If a full-blown sonata is a grand, sprawling castle, with all these complex rooms and wings, then the sonatina, that's the charming, cozy cottage right next door. It's shorter, simpler, and way more direct. It's the perfect stepping stone on your path to eventually conquering that castle.
So how does Beethoven actually use this little sonata form in this sonata in G major? Well, it's a fantastic example, and he breaks it down into two totally distinct movements.
And you can really see the split personality of the piece right here. First up, you've got the moderato. This is all about bright, cheerful, spirited energy. It's where you get to work on that quick finger dexterity and getting a really crisp, even tone. And then bam! A total mood shift for the second movement, the romance. It gets slower, way more lyrical, and it gives you this amazing chance to create a beautiful, singing melody with really expressive phrasing.
So what's the big deal? I mean, why is this piece pretty much a rite of passage for so many piano students? Let's break down exactly what makes it such an incredible musical stepping stone.
Oh man, there are just so many good things here. The technical challenges, they're perfectly balanced. They'll push you to build strength and coordination, but they won't feel impossible. You're also getting a real hands-on intro to classical form. And beyond just the notes, it's a huge opportunity to grow your musicality, to learn how to shape phrases and dynamics. And honestly, the best part, you get to say you play Beethoven. How cool is that?
All right, hopefully you're feeling fired up and ready to hit the keys. So how do you actually tackle learning it in a smart way? Let's walk through some practical tips to help you really master this thing.
Okay, think of these 5 tips as your personal roadmap. First, listen to a few different recordings to get some ideas. And please, please, please always practice slowly at first. Speed comes from being accurate, not the other way around. Then, break the piece into small, manageable chunks. Really focus in on the dynamics, the louds and softs, because that's where the music's personality really comes to life. And the most important thing of all? Remember to have fun with it and enjoy the process.
Because when it comes right down to it, that's what this is all about. This sonatina is not just some boring exercise. It's a real milestone in your piano adventure. It's a piece that's just packed with beautiful melodies and challenges that feel so good to overcome. It's going to make you a better, more expressive musician.
So, as you sit down at the piano with this music, remember, you're doing more than just learning notes. You're connecting with one of the greatest composers in history, and you're adding a really beautiful new chapter to your own musical story. The only question left is, what are you going to discover along the way? Happy practicing.